Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, no bullshit. I was going to put together a spoof video when Jason Garrett got fired by Dallas that said John Elway fires Rich Scangarello and hires Jason Garrett. And I wanted to do that so bad, but I'm the no bullshit. I'm the no bullshit channel. And I thought, oh, maybe I better not do that. It's kind of funny how art imitates life sometimes. So anyway, I was just contemplating the Denver Broncos, and I believe that they are a very dysfunctional organization. You know, what's really interesting is Elway is literally walking in the footsteps of Mike Shanahan as he walked his way to get fired. You remember Mike Shanahan, all his defensive coordinators? You know, there was, let's go through them all, Bob Slowick, and then there was Larry Coyer, then there was Ray Rose, then there was Greg Robinson. It just seems like we're going down the same path, except with offensive coordinators. The only problem is there's no Pat Bowlen anymore. And I got kicked off and I think you'll find this interesting, I got kicked off the Denver Broncos official website for, calling for Mike Shanahan's firing. Get into all that, but you're very lucky to have, an owner like Pat Bowlen. You know, they talk about quarterbacks that only come around once in a while. Well, there are owners that only come around once in a while, and Pat Bowlen was one of those. And unfortunately, we don't have anybody to stop Elway from, except maybe, I don't know, maybe Vic Fangio, I guess, is as good as it gets. And of course, Elway's got to sign on to it. But nobody actually understands or realizes that, they keep talking about Rich Scangarello this, Rich Scangarello that. But what nobody understands and nobody talks about, that's why I got a channel, is the fact that Rich Scangarello and Joe Flacco were a package deal. And I'm not convinced that Vic Fangio was a big fan of bringing Flacco in. That was totally Elway. Everybody knows that was Elway because that's the kind of dumb shit he does. You know, he can't see the illogic of bringing a statue for a quarterback playing A, behind a line that's not very good, and B, you don't really have much talent around him to anybody to throw to except maybe one guy now. You had Sanders, but they were packaging him to leave. That was obvious. But the Denver Broncos have become such a dysfunctional organization. What's going on is just not what winning organizations do. I have no idea what's going to go on with Drew Lock. I'm suppose there's going to be a round table. Do we keep him? Are we going to go try to get somebody in the draft? Move up, and if we move up in the draft, who are we going to get? And I mean, that's, it's a question. Nobody can know. Everybody's talking about Locke next year. Who knows? I mean, everybody was talking Scangarello next year. Nobody knows, especially with Elway. And what's going on. You never know what's going to because that's what happens in dysfunctional organizations. You just don't know what's going to happen. Elway's decisions. I mean, if I was going to do grade the Broncos 2019, but again, this team is so dysfunctional that you have to go all the way back and look at the progression of all these bad decisions, and bring it up to 2019, like Garrett Bowles. Oh, but they made him better than he's been, but it's his fifth year, he has no choice. He'll be out of the NFL. Is he going to, if he gets a contract, is he just going to be back to doing what he's doing? I mean, besides the fact it took this long and you spent so much resources on one guy, it's a failure. The fact you brought in Joe Flacco and Rich Scangarello and got rid of both now is a failure. I don't have any more confidence in Pat Shurmur, to be honest with you, than Bill Musgrave or any of these other. Again, it's Shanahan, Mike Shanahan all over again, with defensive coordinators until finally somebody with like Pat Bowlen had enough. But again, there's nobody there who has enough. It makes me wonder what bad decisions are on the horizon. So everything I said about rebuilding the team, you might as well throw it out Well, they're going to need offensive line help, no matter if it's Shurmur or the man on the moon. That's one thing that's better be a constant. So my question is, when will enough be enough? Is this really it for Elway? I guess it is. I guess this is Elway's last stand. I mean, how many times can you keep making bad decisions? And to me, it's just I don't know what to expect. I don't know what this organization is going to, what bad move this organization is going to do next. It's going to screw them into the next year. It's a very dysfunctional organization. And the bottom line is that this isn't going to, in my opinion anyway, it's my opinion that this is never going to change until Elway's gone. And, well, even more so than forget Elway even being gone. This is not going to change until there's actual decent ownership. And there probably will never be a Pat Bowlen here in our lifetime again. So, hopefully you don't get a Jerry Jones or a Snyder out in Washington. Hopefully you get, something a little bit more, something better than that. So, but I don't see this ship changing its rudderless direction until there's actually an owner and there's, somebody can put a foot down to all these horrible decisions. Maybe Elway gets lucky, but I don't think anybody knows any direction. I don't even know if they know what direction this whole thing's going, to be honest with you.